Hello and welcome everybody to yet another player review. This time around we're going to be doing the Africa Cup of Nations Team of the Tournament but Koulibaly edition. Now let's get this straight out of the way. I used Anchor on him and all the stats I say in the video are just the base stats without the chemistry style boosts. And let's kick the video right off. Now with that being said, all the past videos I've done I think have all been praising the players that I've reviewed, but this time it's a bit different, and let me tell you why. So let's kicking it right off. His passing, let's start with pros. His passing is very great. It's honestly really good for a center back, and I had no issues passing with him. He's got 66 short passing, 55 long passing, very low stats, but for him much higher, and I made very nice plays with him using that passing from the back. Next up, which is by far his best trait, is the 96 strength. He's so very strong on the ball, and once he's in a shoulder battle with a forward, striker, whoever it is, he's just not losing that battle, you know? No one can even knock him off the ball once he starts shielding it. I've included a clip in the video where he just takes it from my 18-yard box to the other opponent's penalty box by just simply shielding the ball. That's how good his strength is. Honestly guys, if you can use his strength, it's so good. Next up is his sprint speed. He's got 80 sprint speed in game, but the fact that his acceleration is low, you don't utilize it that much. But over a long distance, if you're catching up to a player, he can probably do that more often than not. Just because once he gets going, he's going because of that 80 sprint speed, but just a matter of him getting there. Now that wraps it up for pros. Now moving on to the cons. So first off, his tackling was very below par for me. He's got 88 slide tackling and 89 standing tackling. Now when you listen to those stats, they seem so high, but honestly, both never lived up to the standards of his regular card that I used. Almost every single time it was pretty much a foul or a misplaced tackle. Now I don't know why that is, but it just got kind of annoying. Next up is his positioning. With high work rates, his positioning was very bad, and he looked lost more often than not, usually in the middle of no man's land. I don't know where he would be, but I just could not see him. And one major issue I had with him was that he was never in line with the other three defenders, which creates gaps for strikers to go in. Moving on to his aggression. He's got 89 aggression, which seems high, but it was honestly very bad. Feels like he lost almost every 50-50 ball, and he just was not confident in his tackles, you know? Especially his standing tackles. You'll see many clips that I included. He just sticks out a foot and then takes it right back in pretty quickly. And that was kind of annoying just because his aggression looks high, but it was very bad in game, and he just could not get that assertion on strikers, if you know what I mean. Next up, his acceleration. I've already talked about this. He's got 70 acceleration in game, which is pretty low stat for a 76 pace center back. And once he's beat, he's not catching up to that player. So for example, let's say a Sterling does a skill move on him, and he beats that Koulibaly. There's over a short distance, there's no way that Koulibaly is catching up to that Sterling. And I just had issues with that just because his acceleration was very low, especially with his low agility. It just kind of did not work out for me. Next off is his 2-star weak foot. It was very bad for me. It was very dangerous to pass in the back. Even though I said I was confident passing in the back, it was just very dangerous to pass in the back, especially on his left foot, which is his weak foot, because it was 2 stars. And I always had that unconscious thought in my head of don't pass it on the left, don't pass it on the left, and I always kept resorting to the right foot. And finally, his heading. He's got 83 heading accuracy and 80 jumping. Now the thing with that is his jumping is quite low for a center back, and he can't jump to those players that have high jumping stats, even if they're short. For example, I had a clip, I don't know if I included it, but I had a clip where an informed vignetter was jumping and beating a Koulibaly in the air. I don't know why that is. I don't know why, if it's the 80 jumping, but his jumping and his heading in general was very, very subpar for me. Overall, for me, this card was pretty bad and not worth the 59k I spent on him. He's lower now, and I don't know if it's maybe me, my human error, bad defending. He definitely was not my type of center back. The Movember Barzagli I've been using for months does a better job for the same price or even cheaper at times. Now you guys can give him a try because I'm sure some of you will love this card, but for me, he just did not work out. Well guys, that's a wrap for today's episode on the Man of the Match Koulibaly. Please hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Till next time, peace.